UFC Saudi Arabia, Whittaker versus Aliskerov has just finished, and I'm going to recap and run through every fight starting from the beginning of the card to the end of the card. If you enjoy the content, like, subscribe, comment any of your opinions, your thoughts on fights, and let's get into it. Starting off with the opener of Long Zhao versus Li Chang-hu. Uh, this was given to Lee Chang-Hu by split decision, and I did not agree with this decision. I thought Long Zhao won round one. He had more control. He landed cleaner strikes in round one. This fight was close, however, but he landed cleaner strikes. He had more control in round one. This fight was very in the clinch. They threw a lot of clinch knees, a lot of against the cage work. Elbows in the clinch. It was majority of the fight was in the clinch, but I thought this round was Long Zhao's lockdown. I thought the second and the third were quite 50-50 rounds, but I still feel like Long Zhao sort of edged it because he was getting more control. I feel like in the second round he had more control, and that sort of pushed him over the edge in that round, but it was given to Lee Chang-Hu. Fair enough. I mean, this fight was just a clinch fight and pretty 50-50, close fight throughout the round. Good fight nonetheless. A lot of knees, elbows, shit like that, man. All that good shit. But close fight, good fight. Lee Chang-Hu gets given the win. We move on to Magomed Gaziasulov versus Brenson Ribeiro. This fight, I originally said this would be a unanimous decision for Magomed Gaziasulov by wrestle. I then figured out that he's a striker, but the prediction was literally perfect. It was absolutely spot on because it started off with Branson Ribeiro having success in the wrestling. He won the first round. He controlled the whole first round pretty much, like decently. So you get worried then. But then in the second round, Gaziasulov starts controlling him. The fight is not on the feet at all. Gaziasulov controls him the second round, wins the round through multiple takedowns and shit. Third round, same thing happens. Brenson Ribeiro loses 2-1 by wrestlefuck, technically. Not wrestlefuck because he's not like, you know, he's not like a wrestler, active wrestler. He's like 50-50, but you know, he lost because of control time. And that's it. I wasn't really paying much attention during this fight, but when I did, first round Ribeiro was on top for like 90% of the round. Second round, Gaziasulov's on top most of the round. Third round, Gaziasulov's on top most of the round. I think you can do the math on who won the fight. 2-1 Gaziasulov, fair result, and the prediction perfecto. I think I said 30-27 in the video, but close enough. We move on to Kang Kyung-Hoo versus Main Gafarov. I thought Kang Kyung-Hoo would win this fight. He did not win this fight. Main Gafarov won mainly. Main Gafarov, he controlled a lot of the fight. I feel like they were having quite close exchange. It was a close fight, even though it was unanimous decision 30-27. This was a close fight. Main Gafarov having a minute more of control. He was controlling the fight, but was getting switched a lot. But then, towards the end of the round, Kang Kyung-Hoo would just throw the round away, and Main would win every single time. Like I remember towards the end of the third round, Main literally landed a fucking spinning wheel kick, which wins him the round because Kang Kyung-Hoo gets hurt. It happened a lot in the fight. This fight it was close. There was a lot of 50-50 control where positions were getting swapped, switched. It was relatively close on the feet, but Gafarov would just win towards the end of every round and he'd win the fight. And that's how he won 30-27. Main Gafarov. Did not know he could do a wheel kick, but there you have it. Next we have Rinat Fakhretdinov versus Nicholas Dalby. My prediction was Rinat by destruction of wrestle. A lot closer than that. It was split decision given to Rinat Fakhretdinov, which is the correct decision. I think it should have been unanimous, but that's fine. First round, Rinat won clearly. Completely clearly controlled on the ground. I don't think he didn't control on the ground. I'm lying. Nicholas Dalby had nice takedown defense in the first round, but Rinat was landing cleaner strikes. I think he got a takedown right towards the end of the round to win that round. Statement on that round. I think second round was Nicholas Dalby. He had a lot more success, a lot more pressure being put on. He wasn't getting, dominated. And then third round was Rinat Fakhretdinov. Fakhretdinov kind of just controlled him for like 90%, like a lot of the third round to close out that round. I'm not sure how they got split decision. I feel like it was pretty clearly Rinat 2-1 because of the control. He was having decent success on the feet. He didn't gas out too badly in this fight. He wasn't like fucking dying. But this was clear. Renat Fakhretdinov, nice comeback from his last fight after like really gassing hard. I feel like he looked decent on the feet in exchanges. Kind of wild on the feet against Dalby, but I mean, it was decent enough, and he controlled him nicely. With I think he landed about 50% of his takedowns, but he controlled nicely, and it's what won him this fight and what won him the 2 rounds he won. Then we move on to Mohamed Naimov versus Felipe Lima, the most deserved loss of all time. Absolutely 100% deserved loss. I'm so happy Naimov lost, but we'll get into it. First round, pretty close. Felipe Lima was definitely, you could tell, quick on the feet, but a smaller guy. He's naturally a bantamweight. Short notice fight, obviously. But he was the quicker guy. He was landing nicely on the kickboxing exchanges, but Naimov sort of turned it on towards the end of the round. So this is a close round. Swing either way. Do what you want on that one. Give it to Naimov. Give it to Lima. Second round was 100% Naimov because Felipe Lima started slowing down a lot more. You could tell short notice. The short notice thing was kicking in. He got nice, good striking exchanges. Better success in the striking with Naimov. Better control against the cage. That was 100% Naima's round in the second round. And in the third round, Felipe Lima's coach absolutely hypes him up in the corner, mentioning his mom, mentioning how he needs to win this round, he needs to go and finish this fight. And he came out and he fucking did it. Goes, I think Naimov, I can't remember if he went for a takedown or Naimov, or he reversed a Naimov takedown, but something there. He ended up on Naimov's back. Rear naked choke locked in. Naimov taps like a little cheating bitch that he is. And Felipe Lima wins the fight. I said watch out for Felipe Lima in the prediction, and he showed out. Good for Felipe Lima. He's going to be a real player in the bantamweight division, and I'm excited to see him at natural weight. We go on to the robbery of the night. In the lightweight division, the final fight on the prelims, Nasrat Haqparast versus Jared Gordon. This was a pretty easy fight to score, I feel like. I feel like first round, Nasrat Haqparast was landing much cleaner strikes. He was landing the better strikes, and he won the first round very clearly. The second round, Jared Gordon started putting on the pressure, landing cleaner, won the second round. Third round, pretty much the same thing. Continues to put on immense pressure on Nasrat Haqparast, and Haqparast clearly lost the round. Jared Gordon gets severely robbed for the second time in like a 2-year, 3-year period. This guy is fucking unlucky, man. But, it doesn't lower his stock at all. I feel like he got done dirty though, man. He loses a win bonus because of stupid judges. Like he clearly won this 2-1, and it's a shame he didn't get the win, but what can you do, man? We move on to the main card, open of the main card, Volkan Ozdemir versus Johnny Walker. I had Johnny Walker winning this, and he immensely disappointed because he has a rubber chin. His chin cannot absorb any more strikes, and he should retire. But this fight was short. I mean, not much to run down. Volkan Ozdemir was just Johnny Walker had his chin up, no fucking defense. Volkan Ozdemir landed right, left, right, left, right, left, and slapped him like 2 times in the course of a minute. Put him in a coffin. Johnny Walker looked absolutely dead after he got finished. And I don't know what's next for him. Maybe heavyweight, try out heavyweight, see if your chin holds up there. I don't know. But great win for Volkan Ozdemir. He looks great. I doubted him. He showed out. I apologize. Next, we have Shara Butin. I'm just going to say Shara Magomedov. Shara Bullet versus Antonio Tricoli. I actually had Shara losing against not original opponent, his first step-in opponent, which was Jolton Lutterbach, but then it got subbed again because Lutterbach tested positive for PEDs. All I'm saying is if he was allowed to fight on PED usage, he would have won, and I would have looked like a genius. But he fought Antonio Tricoli. I did not back him to win this fight, and he didn't. Tricoli did not win this fight. In the first round, he had decent success. I think he won the first round. He just had control against the cage. It was pretty boring. He was just controlling him the first round, and Shara couldn't really do much, you know. So he secured the first round. Second round, he's getting absolutely pieced in kickboxing range, standing dead still up straight, getting absolutely demonized with kicks. He gets him against the cage, is about to secure a takedown, and Shara puts his hand into the cage, and the ref does nothing, and he gets to stay up. So that might have cost Tricoli a little bit. I don't think he would have done anything with it, because there was like a minute left of the round, but still, the principle, right? And then in the third round, he's absolutely piecing him again, lands a nice shot, puts him out. You know, pretty expected. Shara, I don't think is going to be a top 15 guy in this division, but I think he'll have fun fights. I mean, this wasn't it was a decently fun fight. You know, second and third round, it was fun just watching an absolute punching bag get destroyed. I guess you know. Shara Putin Magomedov wins the fight by KO, and hopefully they give him more strikers. I think that's just the way to go if you want to keep his stock high and keep him in fun matchups. Next up, we have Fat Man, Calvin Gastelum, who cannot make weight, versus Daniel Rodriguez. This was pure boxing fight, and Calvin Gastelum beat him in the boxing exchanges. That's literally this whole fight. Pretty much pure boxing with a little bit of low kicks here and there. But Calvin Gastelum was just landing harder, landing cleaner punches. And I feel like he won round one, clearly because of that. More cleaner punches. It's quite close on like stat-wise, but Calvin's just landing nicer shots, cleaner shots. Second round, I feel like Daniel Rodriguez picked it up a little bit. I feel like he was landing cleaner shots. It was close, and then he was landing cleaner shots towards the end of round two to win the round. And then round three, Calvin just picked it up again, and he was landing the better shots. And he also, what do you call it? He also landed takedowns and controlled most of the round. So Calvin Gastelum clear 29-28. I think judges gave 30-27, which I'm not mad at. You know, it was a close fight. Pure boxing. Calvin Gastelum wins. But please, Calvin, please sort out your diet, man. Please, how can you not make 180 pounds when you were aimed to weigh in at 170 and you're forced to fight at 185 because you're so fat? Like, come on, man. Step it up. We move on to co-main of the evening. Sergey Pavlovich versus Alexander Volkov. The fight that has humbled me. I said Sergey Pavlovich would KO him in the first round, and he absolutely did not. He was gun shy. It's like when Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou fought. What are you doing, man? Your whole thing is pressing people, and you're not pressing him. You're fighting at kickboxing range against a guy who's 6'7". Like, this whole fight was literally Sergey Pavlovich fighting on the outside, landing occasional one or two punches, and Volkov just killing him with low kicks on the outside, killing him with body kicks on the outside, killing him with punches on the outside, because he's fucking 5 inches taller, bro. What are you expecting? Literally the whole fight is like this. Pavlovich is gun shy, fights on the outside, Volkov pieces him up from the outside, and Pavlovich loses the round. And then Pavlovich has the audacity at the end of the fight to push Volkov after he's trying to be respectful. Come on, man. No fucking need, bro. It's not his fault. You are a pussy. You're a little bitch who, after getting KO'd, decides, yeah, bro, I'm just gonna fight like Francis Ngannou and Derek Lewis after I don't even know what happened there. I can't remember. But come on, man, I'm angry. I literally backed him. I put my balls on the table and I said he'd get a KO, and I called Volkov a bitch. And he's making me look like a little stupid idiot because Pavlovich fought stupidly. He fought dumb and he fought conservative, and I hate it, man. We move on. We move on to the main event. Not much to say. Robert Whittaker with an amazing performance. Excellent. Looked in his prime. Something I noticed in the tail of the tape, there's only a 2-year age difference between these two, which is kind of ridiculous. But, I mean, nothing was really happening. And then Robert Whittaker landed a beautiful shot. Beautiful. And then he pressed him, landed a nice uppercut that put him permanently down. It went for a what do you call it, a walk-off knockout, but Ikram wasn't fully out. He landed another 2 further strikes. Ref stopped it. Whittaker looks like an absolute G, taking a fight on short notice. and KOing him that easily. You know, this was a great Whittaker performance. I mean, like, it was 2 minutes and he KO'd him, so you can't really say it's a bad performance. Ikram didn't really do anything. You know, he literally was like pitter pattering, feeling him out. Boom, caught Whittaker, uppercut, slept. Like not much he could show. Good performance from Whittaker. He said he wanted to what do you call it? Be the backup for the next title fight, the Dricus versus Adesanya fight, and I think that's the call. Because if one of them pull out, then obviously you have Whittaker who's from that region. So I think that's the right call. It's a good place for Whittaker to be in. If I'm the UFC, I'm booking him versus Strickland next. That's the number one contender fight. There you go. I don't think Strickland would do it because he said he's waiting for a title shot. But if they pay him enough, he probably will. Good performance from Whittaker. Good way to close out the event. And a pretty good event overall. Not mad at the event. There was pretty good fights, pretty good moments. Decent. Good stuff, Saudi. And there we have it. There is my recap from UFC Saudi Arabia. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.